Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss about defining grid system in ETABS of tab. Here, this is considered as the first step of the modeling procedure. Let's discuss about the grid system. What is a grid system? These grid systems are the foundation for building your structural model. They act as a reference framework for efficiently defining objects like beams, columns, walls, and slabs within your project. Usually, structural engineers define the structural grid systems, referring to architectural drawings, and use it to place structural elements. Structural and architectural grid systems can be slightly different. However, the grid system of a building can be simple or complex according to arrangement of the building. Here in ETABS, mainly we can define our grid systems as a Cartesian or cylindrical system. And also we can change the alignments and angle. Let's discuss the procedure to define grid systems in ETABS. Here there are three main types. The first one is the define grids at the beginning. When you open a new model, you have the option to define grids at the new model quick templates window. Here you can define grid dimensions as uniform grid spacing where all the grid spacings are uniform. There you can enter the number of grids in x direction, y direction, and also spacing of grids in x direction and y direction. And also there is option to define custom grid spacings. And here in the window you can edit the grid system data. There are two tables to define grid data in x and y directions. You can choose the display as grid data as ordinates or grid data as space. If you use ordinates, make sure where the ordinates of grids are appear here. Then you can add grids, delete grids, and add the ordinates of your custom grid systems. Here I have add some random numbers as spacing. And also there are there there are options to modify reference points and reference planes. I will discuss them about later. And there is also options to define the grid color and bubble size of the grids. Here also you have options to make grid visible and invisible. Also bubble location you can place at the end you need. Here, as I mentioned earlier, this software is designed to model building structure. Therefore, they have special options to give the story dimensions. Here, you can define number of stories, typical story heights, or you can use custom story data. Here in the story data window, you can edit the story data. You can add story, delete story. When add or delete stories, there are two options. The first one is to keep existing story heights, and the next one is keep existing story elevations. If you add stories, keep existing story heights, then the elevations will adjust, keeping the story heights as same. But when you add existing story elevations, the heights will vary. Let's do two examples. We add one story above story 2, keep existing story height. The stories will move upward. And if you add story, keep existing story elevations, you can enter the elevation of added story. If I add it in here, there will the story heights will be vary and elevations will not change. When you add stories, keep existing story heights, there are few options. There you can add several number of stories and can select the story new story location, and also you can replicate one of the existing story to the new stories. If not, you can choose none. In ETABS, there is an option to draw every stories of the structure in one step. There you can define a master story and the other stories will automatically updated when you draw in the master story. Here, as you can see, we have we have defined the story 4 as master story, and other three stories are similar to story 4. You can also use several master stories and slave stories in your model. So we have discussed available options to define grids and stories in ETABS. We'll upload another video with exercise covering all the aspects we discuss here, with defining grids, stories, and drawing complex grid systems. And in the next video, we will discuss about defined material and section properties.